Okay, everybody, I wanted to share a video with you here that I did several weeks ago on a house that wasn't that old. It was only 3 years old, and the buyers were very wise in getting a sewer scope, having me scope the line on it. There's a common misconception out there that if the home is newer, you probably don't have to have a sewer scope done. It's probably going to be okay. The line will be plastic. What could possibly go wrong, right? Well, I actually do quite a few sewer scopes on brand new homes, new builds, and it's amazing some of the things we find. Now, to be honest with you, it's less common to have an issue with a sewer line in a newer home or any home that was built after, mid 1980s. It's going to be a plastic line, but over time things can happen. Well, this line, as you'll see here in a moment, had a serious issue and only 3 years old. Unfortunately, there was only a 2-year warranty from the builder on the sewer line from the house to the main tap. So anyway, let me roll the tape here and I'll narrate it as we go, tell you what's going on. So we just went into the clean out in the basement, and as you can see, I have some water running as we're doing the scope. There's the transition from ABS to SDR PVC. So everything's looking pretty good. We're at 20 feet and traveling down the line, and then right here at 25 feet, let me pause here for a second. So 25 feet we entered water. In other words, the camera went underwater, and you can see some floating stuff in there. Not too pretty, but anyway. So it's only 28 feet in, and the camera's gone underwater. So let's go a little bit further. And as you can see, that area, it gets darker as we get into it, and you can see some solids and whatnot sitting at the bottom of the pipe. Now, if those build up over time, then you can have an issue with the backup, and you'd have to have the line cleaned. So the day I did this inspection, everything was flowing fine, but as you can see, so right there, we popped out of the water. It was about 58 feet, and there we go. So that is looking into the main. That's looking down into the main. So 59 feet 4 inches was the length of the line on this particular house. But as you can see, from 25 feet to 58 feet, the camera was underwater. So anyway, what I do in situations like this is I just let the line drain for about 5 minutes and then pull the camera back, and we'll fast forward here to that section and let you see what that looks like as we're pulling it back. Okay, we should be starting back here in shortly, unless I don't have the right spot here. There we go. Okay, so now we're going back. We're pulling the camera back. And as you can see, this is after about 5 minutes of allowing the line to drain. There's still a lot of water. The diameter of the camera that I use is about 1.25 inches. So when I see water about halfway in the image here, halfway up the image, I figure that's about 3/4 inch or so of water. And then when we get in areas where we don't see that line, that water line going across the lens, we know that it's going to be deeper than that. It's going to be holding more water than that. And so we put it out in the report that the line was holding water, and it might be the type of line that you'd need to have cleaned. And there we go, at 23 feet, we're starting to come back out of the water. So, but you can see, let's see if I can get a clearer shot right here. You can kind of see the scum, sludge, whatnot, that's collecting on the sides of the sewer line there, and it can be worse in those real low areas where everything just kind of settles over time. So the question always is this going to get worse over time? I can pretty much guarantee it's not going to get better. Is the line going to get worse to the point where you'll have to have it replaced? Well, that's always a possibility. Nobody can really tell you for sure. So at this point, with this particular line, I would most likely say that it's, and this is actually what I did put in the report on this one, is that it's going to be a line that may require maintenance. It may have to be cleaned maybe once a year, maybe not even that often. The water does flow. It just reaches a certain level where then it goes over it gets past the tipping point there for the water to start flowing again. But otherwise, the water will just sit in there all the time until you flush the toilet or run water again. Then it'll push a little more water through. But again, sometimes the solids don't go down the line, so and it causes a backup. So anyway, that's what I put in the report. It may require maintenance, and there's some risk involved in buying a home with a line like this. And I guess the biggest risk would be that it gets worse over time, and then you have to have it replaced, and of course that can cost a lot of money. So anyway, that's what this video is about, and it's just kind of to let you know that it's always a good idea. I'm in the business of inspecting and doing sewer line inspections, and I'm not trying to sell anybody on it, but it's just, as you can see, it's a good idea to have it done. For a small amount of money, it's good insurance to know what you're getting into, and hopefully not have a problem down the road, or hopefully get it resolved before, as part of your negotiations and your transaction before the end of your inspection objection deadline. Make sure you get that all figured out. So anyway, that's it, and we'll see you next time.